The 1978 Iranian Chinook shootdown was an incident on the 21st of June 1978, when four Boeing CH-47 Chinook of the Imperial Iranian Air Force strayed into Soviet airspace during a training mission, with the end result being that two of the aircraft were shot down by the PVO shootdown. During the 1970s, numerous incidents, probably including Project Dark Gene, occurred on the Soviet-Iranian and Afghan-Iranian border, forcing the Soviets to station a regiment of MiG-23s at the Aktipurab, near the border with Afghanistan, in what was then the Turkestan military district. One of the most serious of these occurred in the early morning of the 21st of June 1978, at 6:21 a.m., when a Soviet radar site near the village of Bagir, not far from Ashkabad, detected four slow-moving contacts which came from Iran and penetrated 15 to 20 kilometers into the Soviet airspace near Dushk, in Turkmenistan. 5 minutes later, these targets were detected by the radar site of Aktipur Air Base, and Deputy Commander of the 152 IPLT, Kol J.A. Miloslavsky, ordered one MiG-23M, flown by Captain A.V. Demjanov, to scramble. Once over the area, Demjanov found only one helicopter, but misidentified it as a friendly Mi-6. In addition, he got command from the command post not to turn weapons on and not to come too close to the target, because Demjanov's answers to calls from the GCI station sounded uncertain. He was finally ordered back to Aktipurab, and instead, at 6:52 a.m. LT, Colonel Miloslavsky dispatched another MiG-23M, flown by Captain Valery I. Shkinder. Shkinder approached four contacts, identified them properly as Boeing CH-47 Chinook helicopters of the Imperial Iranian Air Force, and got an order to attack. At the time, the Iranian Chinooks were flying in two pairs to the northwest along the Karakum Canal, but when their crews detected the interceptor over them, they made a turn to the southwest and flew towards the Kopet Mountains and the Iranian border. Diving behind the two rear Chinooks, Captain Shkinder fired two Molniya R-60 homing air-to-air missiles. Both missiles found the mark and struck the rearmost helicopter, the wreckage of which crashed near the village of Gors, killing all 8 crew members. Captain Shkinder informed his base of the destruction of the first target and got an order to attack the second helicopter. Turning around, he positioned his MiG-23M behind the damaged helicopter and opened fire with GSH-23L 23mm gun, spending a total of 72 rounds in 2 passes and hitting the starboard engine of the CH-47C. The Iranian pilot was lucky enough to manage a landing near the Soviet border post at Gors. All 4 crew members survived, but were subsequently captured by Soviet border guards. The remaining 2 Chinooks escaped, crossing back into Iranian airspace. Aftermath. Despite a severe loss of life for the IIF, the incident was played down by both sides, and the Soviets subsequently permitted the damaged Chinook to be repaired by Iranians and flown back to Iran, together with all 4 crew members. Captain Valery Shkinder was also not decorated for his feat, with the proposal for him getting a Combat Red Flag Award, with Kremlin rejecting the proposal due to a very complex international situation. 10 years later, in 1988, in a similar incident, 2 Soviet MiG-23s shot down a pair of Iranian R-1Js that had strayed into western Afghan airspace. The Soviets were occupying Afghanistan at the time and were withdrawing. 15 years before this incident, at least another shootdown had occurred in which an Imperial Iranian Army aviation AIRCOMMANDER 560 had been shot down by a Soviet MiG-17P.